Hello, so today I am making some broccoli and gruyere stuffed chicken, so kind of like chicken cordon bleu. What you'll need 4 chicken breasts, just you can have like raw or frozen ones that you defrost. 4 chicken breasts, but you want to pound it and have it be flat. I'll show you what mine looks like. And then you want a full crown or like a full head of broccoli, raw broccoli. And then you want to have about 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard and then about 3 tablespoons of ground mustard. And you want some salt and pepper, some butter, and olive oil, about a tablespoon of butter. And then olive oil, probably about 2 tablespoons of that. And then salt and pepper is just to taste. And then Gruyere cheese, about 8 ounces of that. Eggs, so depending on how many you make, but I think I'll do about 2 to 3 eggs here. And then flour, probably about a cup and a half of flour. And then breadcrumbs, about 2 cups of that. That's it. But first you want to take a head of broccoli or a broccoli crown, and you just want to chop it up. So this is pretty good, like this size is. And you're using about 4 chicken breasts with this. But just want to cut it, chop it up like that, and then put it in your food processor. And wash your broccoli first. I'm kind of in a rush, but I hope I don't cut myself. I'm rushing because I'm going to be done at like 10 p.m. if I don't hurry up. But yeah, just kind of roughly chop your broccoli, like so. This already had like a little mistake that I made because I defrosted a chicken breast and then I cut it a little too small. So I'm going to have to do something to fix that. Hopefully it works. If not, the recipe is ruined and it's my fault. So yeah, just roughly chop all your broccoli. So like this. Little broccoli, pieces. And I'll do that, and then when I get back I'll do that, and then when I'm done I'll show you how to blend it. Alright, so for the broccoli, I have my food processor, and I have just half of it here. And you do want to keep the, I guess it's the stem part of the broccoli. Do that. Just put it in your food processor. And you can roughly chop all of this. It doesn't have to be, perfect. And you just blend it. So that's what it would look like, minced broccoli. And I have a bowl here. Oh, that smells really bad. And just dump it in your bowl. So I have a cast iron skillet here that I melted a tablespoon of butter in and about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. You can use olive oil. And I chopped up all of these like I showed you. And you just want to dump that in your butter mixture. Like this. Like so. And then you want to add some salt and some pepper to it. And just, about a teaspoon of salt to that. That was more like a tablespoon. And then some black pepper. You just want to add that and then mix it up, put it on your stovetop. About medium heat, and just let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, maybe a little longer. You can add more seasonings to this if you want to, but like I said, just mix it and put it on your stovetop and let that cook down, and I'll be back. Also, I'll add this. A little thing about this recipe is I made this once before. The chicken was very dry, so I'm going to try to do something different. Maybe cook it a little less, but this recipe, it was a YouTube video. And so the YouTube video, they barely gave any directions or instructions. And then they're like, if you want the recipe, link in the bio. So I looked there and the website is gone. So I'm doing this based off of what I saw in the video. And yeah, I don't remember anything other than the chicken was dry. So I don't remember how to make this either. But if you want the recipe to this, I'll make my own recipe after this is all done, and I'll link that in the description, my own little thing. So if you want that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, the broccoli's been on the stove top for about 3 minutes, and I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and I'm going to mix that. Mix that together into the broccoli. And then you want to put that in a bowl and just let it sit and cool down. Now this recipe, it does call for ham, but I won't put ham in it. But if you want to add ham to it, you can. Like I said, it's like chicken cordon bleu, if you ever had that. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe to my channel. My goal is 300, so help me reach my goal of 300 subscribers. And yeah, so put it in the bowl and just let it sit and cool. And at this time, this is when you would want to pound up your chicken breast. And I already did that, so next time you see me, you'll see the chicken, and I'll show you kind of what I did and how I messed up a little bit. Alright, so you want to shred up your gruyere. Gruyere's not really sold too much in store, I don't think so. Usually it's other cheeses, so this may be hard to find. But you can use like mozzarella or like a different kind of cheese. This is supposed to be like smooth and nutty flavor, so cheeses that kind of taste like that. Maybe a Parmesan. But you just want to take it and shred it up. And this goes in your broccoli mixture. This is 7 ounces. They only came in 7 ounces, 7-ounce packages. So, but I have a shredder here, just like a hand shredder. And you want to do that for your entire block, and then put that in the refrigerator. But yeah, like that. Now onto the chicken. Like I said, I cut this up a while ago, and you just want to have it be like this. Now you want a bigger piece than this. Like I said, I halved it, and so I messed it up. So I'm gonna have to do a little like Frankenstein work to try to get this back how it should be. So you kind of want your piece to be like one big piece like this. But like I said, I cut it in half, and so it's my fault that I messed it up. But it'll be fine, hopefully. Speaking of Frankenstein, are y'all excited for or have you watched the new Frankenstein movie? It's November 17th right now. The Frankenstein movie with Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi. Then there's another one coming out with Christian Bale. And I forgot the woman's name. So with your chicken pieces, you want to take them and just season both sides with salt and pepper. I'm going to add a little garlic powder and onion powder, kosher salt, garlic powder. Like I said, you can add any seasoning you want. You can add like a little herbs as well. And then flip these over and season them again. So this is what your chicken should look like. There you go. Just a whole one. Like I said, mine are half, but yours should look like this, just one whole. Then you want to take your shredded gruyere and put that in your cooled down broccoli mixture from earlier and mix that together. The whole thing. Mix your cheese and broccoli together. And you want it to look, like it's mixed together. Then you want to just portion out your broccoli and cheese mixture and put it in the center of your chicken. Just mash that down. Like that. Well, you can't see, but I'll show you. And you want to do that for all of it. All your chicken, and use all your broccoli mixture. So that's what all your chicken would look like with all the broccoli mixed on it. Alright, so now that you have your broccoli and your chicken, you want to take it and roll it up. Tuck it and roll it into a log. Like so. You can't see, but I'll show you. Like so. I'm going to take some wire on mine because I'm freezing mine so it can stick together a little better, hopefully. Alright, here are all my chickens. You're not supposed to have broccoli on the outside, but like that's just the broccoli that's in the center and between the two pieces. And this took about 7 minutes to do, but this is kind of what you want it to look like in terms of the shape. You won't need wiring or thread. You won't need thread, and yours will look a lot better than mine if you don't have your chickens like I did down the center, or that way. Just use one whole chicken breast and pound it, and it should be fine. But I'm going to put mine in the freezer for about 30 to 40 minutes. You can skip this step. You don't even have to put it in the freezer unless you want to, just to make it, I guess, easier to, dip. You'll see in the next part, bread it and stuff. I took these out of the freezer. They're not frozen entirely, but I think they'll be good enough to handle, so I have to work quickly though. But at this is a step that you would take. You would just omit freezing it unless you want to, but yeah. So here it is, and just gonna unravel it. Like I said, you want to ravel it. And right now I have my cast iron skillet going with a tablespoon of butter and about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And so now here I have 3 eggs, and I scrambled that. And then I have about 2 cups of all-purpose white flour, and then some seasoned breadcrumbs over here. And what you want to do is you want to put your log in the flour like this. And it will be messy, that's why I'm using gloves. And the flour, then the egg, and then the breadcrumbs. If anything falls out, just put it back in if you can. Then the egg mixture, and then breadcrumbs. Let that egg mixture drain off. Breadcrumbs. But here's what it looks like with the breadcrumbs. And you want to do that for all of your logs. And I'm going to put this over in the oil and butter and let that cook a little bit. You just want to brown it. You don't want to cook it entirely because it's going in the oven at 375 for 20 minutes. So just put that on stovetop till it's brown on all sides for a few minutes, and I'll let you know. Alright, so the first batch is done. This is kind of what it looks like on all the sides. They just cooked on each side for probably about 30 seconds to a minute. And I just did it this side, this side, this side, and then the other side. And they all just came apart anyway, so I have about 4 here. And it's fine like this, of course. It'll probably take less time to cook altogether. And if anything comes out, like the broccoli comes out of the chicken, just put it back in. But yeah. And I'll be back when all of them are done. I still have about 6 more pieces to go, 3 altogether. But yeah. So I cooked all the chickens on the stove top. This is what they look like. I just ended up halving all of them. And I set the oven for 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to cook that for about 15 to 20 minutes until it reaches 165 internal temperature. I wouldn't eat this if I were you because it's still raw. So that's why you want to bake it in the oven for those 15 to 20 minutes. And it should be done. And yeah, so I'll be back to show you what it looks like when it's done, but it's gonna look the same really, just cooked on the inside. So yeah. Alright, so I'm officially done. I checked the temperature and it was pretty good. I put it in there for 20 minutes. So this is what it looks like. There you go. And I'm just going to, I made some mashed potatoes and some vegetables, and that's what I'll have on the side. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you like it. Once again, comment down below if you want the recipe. And subscribe to my channel. Alright, that's it for this video. See ya.